Really intense. Especially when you told me how your great-grandmother burst out of the pickle barrel she'd escaped in right under the nose of the Tsar's men and yelled defiantly, "We're finally free, Sam." Only to realize the Cossacks were using the barrel as a card table. God. Between that story and your gently licking my navel for 2 hours, no wonder I lost it. And people wonder what I see in you. What's that?
It's an alarm. I've been a little late in getting in from time to time. I've also been told it's the sound that's been in my mother's head constantly since I told her I still wanted to date Kimberly Bedford, even though at her family's country club they had to refer to me as Neil Barr III. Damn, I don't want to go to work.
So don't. Stay here and make love to me all day, or at least until my hair appointment.
That's exactly what I should do. That's what I want to do.
Oh, come on, Neil. You know you're going to work.
Well, I'm not. I hate it.
Look, is this going to be my real shower where I can use my black soap? Or is this my shower with you before my real shower? In which case I have to check and see if the soap dish is still strong enough to support half my body weight.
I just want to stay here. I hate what I have to do. I hate what I have to wear. I hate the people and the pettiness, the backstabbing, and the way they delight in rubbing other people's failures in their face. God, I thought I'd seen enough of that at my bar mitzvah. I don't know what I hate more, what I do or when I have to tell people what I do. It's not me. It's like in the 3rd grade, I was class treasurer, but all I ever got introduced as was the kid who got pink eye from looking through a filthy telescope at the planetarium.
What if I made my hair really red?
You're not even listening to me?
Well, I listened through the bar mitzvah, and that's a lot for me. I've left for Nepal in the middle of stories far more interesting than that. Look, Neil, if you don't like what you do, then don't do it. But you will, because you always do. It's expected of you. And although sometimes I like that.
I know. That's why my tongue now feels like it's just lifted a bus.
I'm going to stop you from ever trying to be what you really want.
Well, I want to try and do something that's a little more creative. But it's hard to take that chance because...
Because what? Because some cousin or something left law school to follow some dream of being a musician or something, and it didn't work, and now he's living in a caretaker shack somewhere in West Virginia with an Ozark woman and her child, and sometimes still plays the guitar at the pizza house when they let him.
It's my cousin Jerry. It's a law firm.
So, Bob, on the Almost Natural bar, we can ship 3 million and specify the packaging regionally so that no one in, say, Mississippi thinks they're eating the same thing as the godless, communist, homosexual, opera-loving New Yorkers are, and vice versa. The New Yorkers know their experience isn't being shared by people with bad teeth who bury strangers in shallow graves just outside of town.
Did you know there's no exact Hopi Indian word for imitation cheese flavoring? There sure do love it, though. And if I'm ever out of it, I tell them right out. They may not like it, but they appreciate someone being straight with them.
That's very admirable. I'm not sure everyone who runs 3 convenience stores on a reservation is as sensitive as you are.
Of course, I got a bone to pick with you, too. You went and screwed up the Mamalo by turning it into the Super Mamalo.
Oh, well, we never change an item without first doing intensive and costly research. In what way do you feel we've negatively affected the product?
It's too big now.
Yes, we know it's bigger, and that's why we call it the Super Mamalo. Other than that...
It's too big. It's too boingy. Well, I won't sell it. And I want to know what you're going to do about it.
Me?
Yeah, you're the Hockman Foods junior executive, aren't you?
Look, that's not all I really am, okay? I had aesthetic aspirations, all right? I was a little unfocused coming out of college. I mean, I had this Cousin Jerry thing, thrown in my face every day. And you start feeling like you're falling behind, and, my college roommate is now redesigning half of Atlanta. So you grab for something, you grab for anything, because your self-esteem is crumbling. But that's not who you really are. No one knows that, though. No one really knows that's not who you are.
It's okay. Really. Boy, I didn't see anybody go off that dance since I had to tell Ed Running there he lost his lotto again.
I'm sorry. Maybe I thought you'd understand. Why I thought that, I have no idea. It's out of place. This is a business environment. As for your concern, perhaps we can continue production of the original product for old, valued customers like yourself.
Or you could just get me a hooker. That'd be better. I'd order anything.
Neil, some guy at the next urinal told me that was the real Pope. But I think how we all laughed at Graff marrying a Catholic. Now look. What's the matter, Neil? You seem depressed, are you?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Is it Alicia? Does she make you feel insecure, in over your head, constantly jealous and paranoid, so subject to her own whims and moods that you are continually unsure of yourself?
She does all that, but that's not what I'm depressed about.
God, you must have orgasms like a rhinoceros.
Dad, look at me.
What? What's the matter? You don't like the vest? It's a grabber, son.
I don't know. It's just that I'm not good at this job.
Neil, you're a natural.
I hate it.
But you're a natural. You're learning a business, the intricacies, the techniques, the overall... Where's the hack, Neil? Neil, you're not thinking of doing anything foolish, are you?
I just thought maybe I could do something more creative.
Remember what happened...
Don't start with Cousin Jerry.
Remember what happened to your Cousin Jerry.
He wasn't really talented.
He wasn't talented. Those little songs he wrote and sang, they kept Grandpa alive for 8 years after the doctor told us we could go ahead and fix Grandma up with the Simon Says instructor from the Concord.
Maybe he's happy.
He's not happy. Even the Ozark woman left him. She ran off with the biker who stomped on Jerry when he played Vincent during a tractor pull.
Maybe we should just drop this.
Okay, well, what about your friend Bruce Keller from high school, the one who was going to be the playwright? He had a play produced off Broadway. We all went to see it, remember? About the brilliant son in this horrible family named Heller. Neil, now he's running his father's insecticide business. Son, it's a job. Just be grateful that you have one. A lot of people don't. You know, no one's going to pay you just to sleep with Alicia.
Actually, there's a buyer from a major chain in Cleveland who would. But only if he can sit quietly humming at the foot of the bed.
Neil, I know you say you don't like it. But really, is the worst thing you can imagine being an executive here? Like your father?
Gentlemen?
Oh, Mr. Sanders.
Say, did you hear about the nasty accident in the parking lot? The Pope got rear-ended by the Hebrew National Frankmobile. I wanted to tell young Mr. Barish our friend George liked you. You showed a lot of good instincts. We'll miss you.
What?
Well, unfortunately, we're doing a little downsizing. Hey, it's the 90s, so I'm afraid from this point forward, We're only going to be able to heat the top 6 floors of the building, and the young Mr. Barish, being among the last hired, has to be the first fired.
Wait a minute, you can't do...
I'm sorry I have to do this. I have to ask for the hat back.
I can't believe I got fired.
Neil.
No, I got fired. No reason. I didn't do anything wrong. Some cookie doesn't perform, and I get fired.
Neil, that was 4 days ago.
Has it really been that long? Oh, you're amazing. So is this the most amount of time you've ever spent in bed like this?
Neil, I love you, and I think you're depressed enough.
I just can't believe I got fired.
Why do you care? You hated the job. It would be like me being upset if I stopped getting those horrible letters from all those Spanish widows after I unknowingly stepped out onto the balcony in my panties during the running of the bulls.
But I got fired. Same thing that happened to our gardener when he relieved himself near our tomato plant without knowing he was visible to Mother's sphere of intimacy workshop.
Neil, it's the best thing that could have happened to you.
I just feel like I failed. And just weeks after my parents finally started telling people where I went to college instead of just saying somewhere upstate.
Look, I know there's something out there for you. You just gotta try. Look, I love you. I feel for you, and I'll do anything for you, as I think early this morning proved. But if this whining self-pity keeps up, I may be forced to go out on the street and turn my ankle next to some really vapid, handsome blonde guy in a $4,000 Armani overcoat and make you watch.
Of course I could use my favorite nephew. Don't tell your father this. But I always thought what you were was a waste of your good talents, a dead end. But I'll tell you one thing, you won't feel that way when you're in the wholesale plumbing supply. That I assure you.
Since you're a friend of Jordan's, yes, I do have something for you. What I want you to do is, just before the show, you revive the lead singer. Then you take the bottle out of his hand, you pull up his pants, and shove him out on stage. Then you go back and you pay off the groupie in guitar picks and make sure she doesn't forget her retainer this time. Are you cool with that? And I need a reference.
So tell him I'm dead. So, Neil, you want to be in the ribbon business, huh?
Run, Neil.
Morning.
Morning.
And how was your night?
You know, it's amazing how shockingly fast you can be pushed out of a cab by your date right after you say, I have a good feeling about us.
Any luck out there? You know someone actually makes those little snaps on the hats with the ear flaps?
Hey, Neil, I came up with another place you can no longer show your face now that you've been fired. The house of the sadistic gym coach to whom you once tearfully said, someday I'll make more in 1 year than you'll make in a lifetime.
Look, I know you guys think I'm really bourgeois about this, but I can't help it. I feel rejected, worthless, and like a total disappointment.
Ooh, I'm actually getting goosebumps. The kind that usually lead to a weekend in a cabin that ends with me sitting alone at breakfast, clutching a phone number that turns out to be a Cuban takeout place in Queens.
Neil, come on. There must be an incredible number of things you could do.
You know, I never asked this, but what is it exactly that you do?
You don't know?
Actually, no.
This.
No, I mean for a living.
This. I observe my life. I'm on a genius grant.
You're a genius?
No. But I was at one time in bed with the woman that gave out the grants.
And look at me. I get fired all the time. Do you think if I had a self-image, I'd let that affect it?
You get fired again?
Yesterday.
God, what are you going to do for money?
Please, like one good phone call pitting my parents against each other as to who screwed me up more won't float me through spring.
Morning.
Morning.
I don't mean to criticize. I just don't think that I could live this way.
Oh, God, Neil. Haven't you learned anything from Alicia? Other than some things that are going to astonish the nice suburban girl you'll wind up with when Alicia sees some pearl diver on a rock from your lanai while you're downstairs complaining about the air conditioning in the rental car?
Would you do that?
Just don't get into one of those air conditioning things with me. Won't be good. So, Neil, any luck?
Yeah, if I want to sell matzah on commission in the Carolinas.
Look, Neil, isn't there something you've always wanted to do but just never thought that you could?
Yeah, there are a few things, but they're not practical.
No, if practical. You're with me. How practical is that?
Not at all.
Do you think you got me by being practical?
No, I thought you were a reward from the 6th grade when I danced with that girl in the eye patch.
So, Neil, how would you say the one thing in your life that isn't practical is working out?
Oh, Mother, stop crying for a minute and just admit how mortifying it was for me to have trolls used as the motif for my Sweet 16. Yes, Daddy, it's the same account.
You were right. There is something out there that I really want to do, and I finally figured out what it is. Besides destroying all the pictures of me and my father in matching cabana suits. Make movies.
Oh, filmmaker. That's easy.
Well, Neil, that's great. It's just really
hard. I know everybody wants to do it, but the hell with being practical, right? I mean, if I were practical, I'd be with some girl who'd say things to me like, Neil, do I like halibut? I always loved movies, and I remember how happy I was when I made this. I thought I'd lost it, but I found it under 30 Harvard Law School bulletins my mother hid it under.
Well, I want to see it. I bet if you made it, it's great. And, you know, I know a lot of guys in the movie business who I could... Yeah, well, let's take a look at it.
No, it's probably terrible. You know, I made it in high school. I had really bad equipment. I couldn't do everything I wanted. Probably awful. You know, it's just if anyone sees any kind of talent in it.
Ooh, Neil, go out much in high school? It's very Czech. Czech teenager also would have made this film.
These are all things that had once been alive.
We know, Neil.
Really interesting. Really. One of the best guy attacked by a couch films.
Yeah, Neil. It was great. There's 2 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
Well, what do you think?
Do you want the loyal girlfriend answer or the truth?
The truth.
Well, I think you made it in high school.
What's the loyal girlfriend answer?
I have no idea. I think the only one I know is, that's okay. We can just cuddle.
I don't know. It's not half as good as I remember it. I mean, I thought that snake thing was brilliant when I first came up with it. Now it just looks like my cheap belt being yanked off camera by my slow cousin Stewie. I must have been kidding myself to think I could really do this, right?
Neil, I think that if this is something you want to do, then you ought to give it a try.
I don't even know if I'm good enough, and even if I am, the odds are overwhelming. It just seems really risky.
Well, is it any riskier than, say, changing a flat tire somewhere in the Smoky Mountains with 50 boxes of matzo pressed up against the rear window? I think you'd be good at it. I think you'd be a great filmmaker. And hey, if it doesn't work out, it's always TV. Come on, let's go to bed.
Okay. In a minute.
This Tuesday, surrender to earthly pleasures. Escape to Key West, where all your wildest, weirdest, most wonderful fantasies come true. Key West, right after Class of '96. 2 all-new episodes on the new Fox Tuesday night.